Hey everyone, welcome to another rock tumbling video. This week we have a lot of snails in the room. We have green mystery snails and baby ram's horn snails in this bucket. We have massive apple snails that can get as big as your fist. And we have more mystery snails, with one of them trying to make an escape. But in today's video, we're going to open these up. Let's shut them all down. We will open all of these up today. So these barrels right here, we did step 1 twice, then we did step 2, 3, and 4. I opened them last week. They weren't super shiny, so I repeated step 4. If they still aren't to my liking, we just purchased step 5 and step 6, which are very expensive actually. These packs down here that come with some media and they come with some ceramic pellets. Like half the media is plastic pellets and these ones right here are ceramic pellets. The plastic pellets I don't like using because the more aggressive grit can get stuck in the plastic and carried on to the next stage. But my point is, when you do the math right here, each of these containers is about $10, step 1 through 4. Then these, each container is $28, so it gets expensive. Certain rocks need that extra polish, it appears. So these will be probably progressing to stage 5 today, then stage 6 in another 10 days. Most people run their tumblers for about a week, some people even less. I run all of mine, even the one that moves a bit fast, 10 days. That way we make sure we're using up the grit, because sometimes I'm sure I'm putting too much grit in here. And if you let it run too long, the grit's just going to disappear and the rocks banging against each other doesn't really hurt anything, it's just not really doing anything. But we make sure everything's nice and oiled on here. Last week I showed the importance of oil and belt dressing. The other day I heard this making a few squeaks, so I oiled the motor again. It's got 2 little holes that pipe it down to the center pin. Now these ones here have been on there 20 days. These ones here, 20 days on step 1. Today we're going to determine if they're going to repeat that possibly again or continue on to step 2. I think we'll do step 2. Now this one right here is on step 4, but it's only been on there 10 days, while these ones 20 days. So these two have been on there 20 days. This one was on there 10 days, but that one moves a lot faster. Do you think we'll be able to proceed all these possibly today to step 5? That's what I'm thinking. These will be on step 5. These will go to step 2. Let's go outside, open them all up. And I did buy an extra belt for the big tumbler, just to have it on hand. So these are my belts for the Loratone machine right there, the small one. These are both for the big one. This one has teeth. This one does not have teeth. Just to be sure, I bought them both because this is the one that comes up for the machine, and this one right here is matched up with the one that's currently on it. So the teeth don't do anything. The pulleys don't have teeth. So it doesn't matter really either way which one you use. And I have one extra in the National Geographic box that one comes with from the factory. So now, let's take these. I go ahead and I put all the barrels into my 5-gallon bucket because you don't ever want to rinse these off in the house. What's inside of them will harden in your plumbing like concrete, so we spray them all out with the garden hose. Fits all into my bucket. That is actually quite heavy, all those barrels, but let's bring it outside and see what we got. Alright, we're gonna do the step 4s first. Rinse these out, clean up everything. See, some are more foamy than others. It all depends what sort of rocks are in there. But this is very fine. It's white because you are polishing it with aluminum, basically. So we're going to do these ones first, and then we're going to do the aggressive grit ones, just so the plastic bucket doesn't accidentally possibly transfer it over. I am getting very impressed with how some of these rocks are coming out. This is one of my favorites. I can't wait to see how it may look after stage 5 and 6. That is so awesome. It feels so good in the hand. It is so smooth. And my other favorite rock is this one we got out of a glacial river from BC. It's also so soft, but I wish it would be a little bit shinier when it's dry. Hopefully, we'll get what we want after we do those next steps. These ones right here, hopefully they also shine up. The ones in this bucket were ones I wasn't as hopeful for. The ones I was more hopeful for, I put in the more gentle polisher. They're like mirrors right now. Can't wait to see what another 20 days is gonna do to them. Wow. Can almost see myself in that one. This one's getting more and more narrow. This is the one some people said looks like a whale. Wow, we're doing good with these ones. So this is all I do out here. I just gently keep spraying them and rotating the bucket until the water's clean. Alright, these ones here are now ready to go back in and have their 5th step of grit. Now these are still on 1st step. Something got torn up in the tumbler. That's not grit. One of our rocks looks like it may have fallen apart. We got to figure it out. These ones I'm gonna wash separately. You just pull at the edges to loosen up the rubber. Very carefully go around the whole thing. Just break that seal. And I wash these separately because they're totally different rocks. That's Amethyst and Lake Superior. Take a look. Wow, that big piece of amethyst is really smoothing out. I could keep tumbling it for another month with this aggressive grit, and I could get rid of all this character, and it would just be a perfectly round ball. Or I could let it proceed as is. But these came out really good. I can't wait to rinse off the amethyst. And then take a look over here at these rocks from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Look what's happening today with only the amethyst. It turned to like this paste. And it's not like I had this thing sitting around for a while. It's been like 10 minutes. It's like glue in there, the walls. That amethyst piece is starting to look really good now. Lake Superior rock's looking good too. Cape Cod rocks. Some amazing ones in there. So all these are going to go to step 5 today. I'm honestly thinking I might do step 1 again on these to make them even better. Takes patience with a rock tumbler. We're going to do step 1 again. Some of these might not be done for half a year until they're perfect. But some over here look like they're near perfectness. The couple I showed out there, my favorite ones. And eventually we'll have space for these rocks from Maine. Alright, we got the ultra fine 8000 grit. About to put into these. First we're gonna add water. Just want them to be slightly under. And that's all we need right there. I need to get some more measuring spoons. All I had left was this teeny one. I'm probably gonna have to do like 6 scoops of that for each. Wow, it feels like the powder's wet. It's so fine and dense. Wow. Super fine. I might have to mop this off the floor. doing 4 rounded half tablespoons. This other one, maybe I should do 6. They're all 3-pound drums, but I feel like this one's slightly bigger. You see it's sticking in here too. The spoon's not wet, the powder should not be wet. It's just so dense. Okay, that should be enough of this ultra fine powder. That was expensive, but at least they filled it to the top. A lot of the bad reviews on that 6-pack are, they're not full to the top. Then my comments were like, it's by weight, not by container. Then why use such a big container? This one's actually full. That's interesting. So now we'll seal these back up, run them again on the tumbler. These are all going to stay on step 1 for another 10 days, because that's when I like to switch them out. Another 10 days, we'll get them looking better. If you have patience with rock tumbling and you sit here for 6 months, you'll have some beautiful things. Certain rocks, you can get them done in 4 to 6 weeks, but oftentimes to have perfection, it takes a while. These are going to end up probably going 3 months by the time they're through these stages. And these ones could even go longer. If you want perfection with this sort of hobby, it takes a lot of patience. But it doesn't take a lot of time. These machines here, every 10 days, it only takes about an hour of my time to quickly maintain them, oil them, change them out. Only about an hour of my time every 10 days. So by the end, how much time will I have invested in a single batch of rocks? Maybe 12 hours? That's over a course of maybe half a year. We'll see how this goes. So look at that grit. It actually shimmers like metal shavings. It's really pretty, actually. This is aluminum oxide powder. Okay, we got our little spoon. It came with this spoon, actually. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay. Okay. And there should be enough for one more round if this wants to do that. But we do have 2 more containers of it over there. The next time I have to order grit, which shouldn't be for at least 6 months, they sell it cheaper in bulk. You can buy this in literal pails. Okay, now we gotta add water to these ones. And we go for another round. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of mopping when I'm done. I spilled it. Now I'm tightening these ones. I always pound them like that a bunch of times to get them down. Then we seal them up. It's time to turn them back on. Let's go up here. Those ones start moving by themselves. This one we set to the maximum amount of days. And at some point I will just keep resetting that. Because I've complained about this machine having that, so if there's the slightest glitch or power outage, even if the lights just flicker, it stops moving. It won't start moving by itself. And the big problem with that is, up north in the woods, trees hit the power lines all the time and it makes the lights just flicker on and off for a couple of seconds. It happens. These will start moving by themselves. That one stays stopped until you come in here and restart it. The problem with that is, what we were just rinsing out of these will harden in there like concrete. You see how it's already kind of like glue in there because I may have let it silt up and move too long. Maybe the last step I put a little bit too much grit, so this time I didn't put nearly as much in there. Maybe that was why. This was the one having that problem. But that would kind of harden up if that one stopped. So I had a bunch of people private message me links to this guy's video. And maybe I'll do this in the future. I do like having the display. I just wish there was a way it would keep moving. But everyone tells me just to bypass this. It's super simple what's in there. Just bypass this whole board and put a regular toggle switch on it. Or you don't even need a toggle switch. It could be like these. This one doesn't even have a switch. You just plug it in and it's going. There's really no need, it would even need a switch. This one came with a switch, but it's hit or miss. I bought 2 of these ones in the past year. One had a switch, one did not. They were both same model year. I have no idea why. But we will continue this in another 10 days. We'll see how it's going. But it's going to be a slow process, but I'm sure we'll have some beautiful before and after pictures in a couple of months.